Hey guys, I guess this is my first time ever doing video content in terms of sports. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. I've been thinking about it for a while. If you followed me on Twitter through the FCNN or whatever, I've done football and I really wanted to do basketball for a while. And so I thought, what better time than now towards the beginning of the NBA season to get in on it. And, I've been mulling this around. I've never edited a video seriously, and I mean, pretty much ever. I never seriously, I guess, as an actual project. So we'll see how this goes. I'm really excited. So the topic for today, I guess, is the state of the Western Conference. And so we're going to go through every single team in the Western Conference and go over their ranking, how they're doing, their outlook, and the MVP of each team and what that means for every single one of them. Should be fun. This shouldn't be too long, but yeah, I like I said, I don't know how this is going to go, but I'm really excited. We're going through all 15, starting from the 15th seed, and we're going to go all the way up through the first seed. If this goes well, maybe we'll even end up doing the Eastern Conference. If not, oh well. But, all right, so I think we're going to get into it now, starting with our 15th seed, the Rockets. All right, let's go.
Borrego, Popovich disciple, and one thing that Pop always, teaches is ball movement. And as I spoke about,
in dead last, we have the Houston Rockets, the 15th seed, whatever you want to call them, in the Western Conference with a record of 3-16. This is a bad basketball team, horrible. KPJ isn't a real point guard. Jalen Green is chucking, and to be honest, he was getting in a little bit of a rhythm before he got injured, but that doesn't matter anymore because it's gone. So tough. His injury, I don't know. He's out right now, I think. Christian Wood hasn't played up to expectations, and Sengun is the best player on the team. So, yeah, that really is all you need to know about the Rockets. And, the future is get rid of their MVP. Who's their MVP? John Wall. Why is John Wall the MVP? Because him not playing is saving us from seeing a lot more bad basketball. No offense to him, but, they're having, they're having problems. He wants to start. They want him to come off the bench, but he wasn't even playing. And they were agreed to not let him play. It's a bad basketball team. It's a bad situation, and the culture is slowly ruined there. It's getting ruined, I guess. I don't know. Sengun's the future. Yeah, cool. Next.
On the first possession. Shot clock runs down to 5. Ingram has to give the ball up. They go big fella. Valanciunas. Royce O'Neal there.
All right. Coming in second to last, 14th seed in the West, we have the New Orleans Pelicans, 5-17. So they played 22 games, which I think is more than the rest of the league, but their pace isn't good, so I don't care. Another basketball team, although I do think they'll win more basketball games when Zion comes back, which he just got cleared for full practice, and I think he's been slimming up. They changed his diet plan, whatever. I think they're on the right track, but they're not going to, maybe they're a playing team if they have some crazy win streak, but until Zion comes back, this team is dog. It is dog, but, of course, they have an MVP, and this time, it's not a joke. This time, their MVP is Jonas. What's Jonas doing this year? He's having an all-star year. I mean, seriously, randomly. He's 29, just having a career year. I think he's averaging, he's averaging 19 and 12. Crazy. Good year for him. Good for him. We love Jonas, and he's definitely the MVP of this team. I don't know where they'd really be without him. No, they'd still be really bad. It's not like he's getting them any more wins, but he's still cool. Go Jonas. And hopefully when Zion comes back, the problem's solved. All right, next. Let's go.
Johnson against Porzingis. Now to McDermott. Back to Keldon.
Coming in at the 13th seed, the Spurs, 5-13. Also, sorry, I recorded this in segments. I'm low-key sick now. It is what it is. Times change. Spurs are legitimately nothing notable. There is nothing fun about this team unless you like watching DeJounte Murray or Jakob Poeltl. I can't even lie. Their rookie, who was the youngest in the draft by far, Primo, who was a little bit of a reach pick, I guess. He's not playing at all. He got good minutes in the summer league. He looked good, and now he's just riding the bench. But Pop is, he's a Hall of Fame coach, so who cares, right? I mean, he's got it on lock. Anyways, MVP of the team, you know who it is, DeJounte Murray. Did you even have to think about it? I hope not. There's not a lot to say. DeJounte is good. Let's go to the next, please. This team is painfully boring. There's nothing here. Let's go.
And SGA sends it over to Dort.
And it's Giddey trying to turn the corner, goes right to the...
All right, and at the 12th seed, we have a slightly more interesting bottom feeder team. I guess the Pels are interesting, but whatever. We're past them. Oklahoma City Thunder, 6-13, 13th seed, like I said. This is an interesting team. Their draft pick has honestly hit really well. Josh Giddey, aside from all the memes and the draft night cope, he's actually turned out to be a pretty good rookie. His defense is better than what we thought. He's a great passer, honestly a decent scorer. In the last clip, he gets to the rack, so pretty interesting. I'm not an avid OKC watcher, but they're actually fun. At least Josh Giddey means that their fans can pan away from thinking that Alexei Pokusevsky is a good player. Anyways, their MVP, obviously, it's on the screen. SGA, not even close again. I think this is a little bit of a down year in terms of scoring, but 25-4. He's still that guy. He signed that big-time max extension, pretty sure. He's still that guy. SGA, obvious MVP of this team. But honestly, I'd give Josh Giddey a little bit of a run for it because he is single-handedly stopping us from hearing about Theo Maledon and why that he's a good backup guard. He's not. Thank God we're over that part of our NBA history. All right, let's go to the next. OKC, pretty cool.
4 left to go. Fox. HB, 3. Got it! Harrison Barnes!
I'm a dumbass. I had the seeds mixed up. This is the 11th seed, not the 12th seed, dumbass. This is the 11th seed. This is where it gets cool. Sacramento Kings. A lot's happened with them this season. Let's go over it. Okay. Davion Mitchell was drafted. He's okay. Great on defense. Not exactly a bucket on shooting. He's supposed to be a shooter. Whatever. Tyrese, good. De'Aaron Fox, slight regression. Buddy Hield, good. Alex Len, serviceable. Harrison Barnes, a hooper. What is the big change? Who is the MVP of this team, though? It is Luke Walton. Why is Luke Walton the MVP of the Sacramento Kings? Why? I'll tell you why. Because him having the grace, the honor, the responsibility to be fired and save this franchise of more god-awful basketball is MVP worthy. He's unanimous MVP of this franchise. Him leaving is going to do wonders, and this team might actually hit new peaks. Fantastic. Great job, Luke. You finally did it. Luke is gone. Let's go to the next.
Nuggets have 5 on 4. And Jokic. Oh, no! No!
All right, 10th seed Denver Nuggets. I'm so nasally. I'm sorry. We need to get this done. This needs to get finished. So we're going to go 9-10, 10th seed. Why? Murray's been out, Jokic has been out, and MPJ's been out. And news from this morning, MPJ just had season-ending back surgery. I don't know what they're going to do. Bones is a great rookie. Jokic is playing out of his mind. Somehow better than last year. Probably the MVP pick outside of Curry. Maybe even over Curry. I know that Curry's really tantalizing. We'll get to that later. But Jokic is playing really well. But yeah, plus that Markieff shove. That guy is still out with whiplash. Like, man, you ended his career. But yeah, I don't know. They have some work to do. I think they'll end up as a 6th seed. The MVP of this team, Nikola Jokic. Not even joking. This guy's balling. Not much more to say. Like, he is literally just playing out of his mind. His defense has taken the step that they needed it to. Once Murray comes back, they can probably be a 1-2 punch in some way. I don't know. All right, let's go to the next.
So Alex Len will jump it against Steven Adams, and I swear Steven Adams wins the jump all the time. He's got great timing. Glad you're with us wherever you may be. Kings winning on Friday night. Here's Bane. It's a 3.
All right, the 9th seed, the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, honestly, I feel like they should be a little bit higher, but they might have traded away, I don't know, Jonas for what it felt like a bag of chips. It's fine, though. We're fine. Okay, the Grizzlies, they're 10-10, like I said, the 9th seed. They're actually pretty good, and they're good because of a lot of things, a lot of young player development. JJJ is good. Most importantly, Ja Morant is a god. He did this last season, I'm pretty sure, where he had like a pretty hot start, but then it kind of fell off. I don't think he's going to fall off too hard. He did injure, I think it was his ankle recently, so I don't know. We'll see how they do without him. Probably not too good, but I don't know. Obviously, the MVP of this team, it's Ja Morant. For now, it's Ja Morant because he can't get on a court. I don't know, man. They're okay. I mean, the future looks bright there. I wish they wouldn't have traded Jonas, but here they are. Sorry, once again, nasally, but this is a decent team. They will make probably another run in the play-in, and I can see them going to the playoffs again. All right, to the 8th seed. Let's go to the teams.
Levine light him up, then Giannis, and then Jason Tatum. And tonight it's their number 1 guy, Jeremy Grant. Stewart and LeBron. Stewart is hot. And everybody's coming out now.
Now this is ridiculous. Yeah, he must have caught an elbow or something, but
Oh yeah, he's got a lot of blood streaming from the side of the eye. Look, here goes Stewart.
All right, top 8 seeds. These are the real playoff teams. Well, I guess the top 6 are, but whatever. Let's go on. Lakers, 11-11. Another team that's like, they should be doing better. Big 3, right? They traded for Westbrook, and they traded away basically nothing, it felt like. The big pieces were Kuzma and Trez. And they got Westbrook, and now they have AD and Bron and Westbrook. Why is this team 11-11? Well, LeBron's been out a lot. He's been suspended as well. The clip I showed before, the Isaiah Stewart push, he got suspended, and then he also had like an abductus injury. I don't know. Yeah, he was out, and sucks. You know, he's one of the best players in the world, so when he goes down, you're going to suffer. AD hasn't really stepped up his defense. He's actually regressed. I don't know. The team's just mid. Carmelo off the bench was a walking bucket for a while, but then he shot like 0 for 14 or something crazy like a few nights ago. So that's what you get when you're relying on veteran shooters to keep up your team. Who is the MVP, though? The MVP of the Lakers is Trevor Ariza. Why is it Trevor Ariza? Because this man has somehow single-handedly convinced the Lakers community that his 3-and-D, and I put 3-and-D and a lowercase d, is going to save this team. He is not. Trevor Ariza is not going to save this team. There are far more problems, and him and Kendrick Nunn? Kendrick Nunn isn't on this team. What am I talking about? Oh my God, horrible. He's not going to save this team. Next, bro. Just next. Go to the next.
Russell with Graham on him. Pulls up for the 3 and banks it in.
All right, 7th seed. Here we go. Timberwolves. Kind of crazy, right? Like, they fell off so hard. They had like a 5-game losing streak, 4 games, something like that. And Kat said some stuff, and I was like, oh, Kat's going to want out, even though Kat said like so many times that he wants to be like the Dirk of Minnesota. The problem with this team is that their big 3, or whatever you want to call it, I guess, Ant, Kat, and D'Lo, they can't seem to have a good night altogether. That being said, tonight they did, and for the past few games they've been pretty good. D'Lo's had ice in his veins, and this team looks good. It's actually much better than I thought. I don't know if they're going to go anywhere with it, but I can see Wolves playoffs for the first time in a while here, and maybe even a run. Maybe they get out of the first round. Their MVP, maybe a vanilla choice, but I'm going to choose Kat again. His efficiency's actually gone up, even though his stats have dipped a little bit. And I like what I see. Ant's close, D'Lo's close, but D'Lo's really streaky, at least from what I've seen. I don't watch all the Wolves games, so sorry if I'm wrong, but Kat's my MVP pick. All right, 60, let's go.
It's the awareness. Andrew Wiggins running back, gets a deflection in the steal.
Covington is 3-and-D, and he's been that.
All right, 60, top 6. These are guaranteed playoff teams as of today. Trailblazers, they're 10-10. The West looks strong. Tons of 500 teams vying for playoff spots, whatever. Trailblazers, so at the beginning, looked like an absolute mess. Dame was a mess, but this team has really gotten it together. CJ, honestly, playing like an all-star so far, and Dame has really gotten it together. He has really, I don't know, just recently it just seems like he's played like a player who's not supposed to be in China. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they have nearly 20-point per game scores. Norman, I think. I don't know how he's doing exactly, but I think they're close. I don't know. It's a good team. I don't think they're going to make any run. They never do. This team needs to make a trade or something, but they look better. All right, MVP, Dame time, Damian Lillard. Again, maybe typical, but he's got it together down the stretch. And I like Dame, and I'm happy that he brought it together because people are like, he's washed, he's done. He's not done, he's not washed, and he shouldn't be in China yet. All right, next.
Movements were great, and you see the first 2 shots created by Marcus Morris, and maybe Eric Bledsoe gets into the mix.
All right, the Clippers, here they are. 5th seed, 11-9. A little bit of a weird start, but then they went on like an 8-game, 9-game winning streak, and they really pulled it together. This is a team that is seemingly shallow, it feels like. I think Luke Kennard off the bench is their best player. And I think, not Zubac. Zubac? Yeah, he was out for a little bit. But yeah, and they've managed to keep it afloat because of one man, and we'll get to him in a second. Like I said, Kawhi is injured. There's a chance he'll be back for the playoffs. I don't know. Kawhi is he's Kawhi. He'll be touchy, he'll be ginger with it, and he'll probably not be back. But if he does, that's cool. Reggie Jackson is chucking, but he's scoring. But the MVP of this team, and he's turned his whole narrative around recently, MVP G13. This guy's he's hooping. I mean, if they can sneak into a top 4 record, there's a chance that he might actually get MVP attention. I don't know, but I hope he does, because the way his career has arced ever since, PG 13%, it's been cool. So, he made that playoff run, and now he's gearing up to make an award run. So, yeah, all right, cool. Nice.
Here's the switch. It's Luka against Josh Richardson. Left side of the floor. Luka's 3. It's a ring. And get it to Boston again.
Going to get down.
Luka Magic on a Saturday night at American.
All right, 4th seed in the West. The Dallas Mavericks. This might come as a surprise to people who watched the beginning of the season, because Jason Kidd, I don't know, he just didn't look like he was that guy. And the heliocentric offense just didn't look great again. But the Mavs have kind of figured it out. And it's kind of cool because they were without Luka for like 4 or 5 games. And I don't think they won many of them, but Kristaps found his form. And this team is suddenly hooping again. Luka's back. And they're just a good basketball team. They're 10-8 and really have a chance to do something. I don't know if they'll go all the way. I wouldn't call them a contender in any way. I think they have moves to make, things to do, and that supermax that triggers, it's not going to make their cap any easier, but we'll see. I mean, there should be free agency draw to play with Luka eventually, right? I don't know. That's the hope. So yeah, MVP of this team, I would say Luka, but honestly, my MVP pick is Kristaps. Him finding his form has really helped the team out, and yeah, I really feel like that's invaluable and makes him the most valuable player for the team. All right, cool. Let's go to the next.
And against one of the better teams in the Western Conference, trying to settle back in here as Donovan Mitchell looks, drops it inside to Gobert, touches and rolls home his first 2.
Yes, the Utah Jazz, the regular season merchants. Who would have thought that they'd have a high seed? I wouldn't have. Anyways, past the sarcasm, that wasn't even that funny. Next bit. They're 13-7. They're doing great in the regular season again. Nothing's really changed. I mean, Donovan Mitchell's balling. I'm pretty sure, yeah, Donovan Mitchell's balling. I think he's scoring a little bit less, but that seems to be the trend around the league for a lot of guards. But the team is doing good. I mean, Gobert is defending. Donovan Mitchell is scoring. Mike Conley is distributing. And there's still barely any perimeter defenders. So they've really learned from their run last year where they got absolutely torn apart by the 5 small ball. And that's totally going to change. I don't know. This is, like I said, good regular season team, but not a contender at all, in my opinion. They haven't won more than 2 games in a second-round matchup in the past 5 years, and they've only made it to the second round, I think, 2 times out of the last 5. So, yeah, cool, success. MVP, definitely Donovan Mitchell. The Spider is always good. That man is a bucket, a walking bucket. We all know and love him. All right, let's get to the teams that matter. Top 2, let's go.
Harden lost it. And there's the first turnover for Brooklyn in the 3rd. Booker left alone, gets the roll.
The top 2, here we go. 2nd seed, the Phoenix Suns, 17-3. Let's go over what it's taken to get there. They started 1-3. Everyone's like, oh, are they pretenders? Was last year a fluke? Then they rattle off 16 straight wins. Okay, I think they heard what was going on. This team is really well built, top to bottom. They're still missing a superstar talent. D-Book isn't exactly... I don't know. He's not a superstar, but he's great, and he's rebounded. He was going through Olympic fatigue, and he had no offseason, but he's really got himself up to speed. Just won Player of the Week, averaged 30 on 56% from 3. Insane. Chris Paul is 36. They re-signed him to 4 years, $120 million. The last year is completely unguaranteed. 3rd year is half. He is leading the league in assists and has a 5-to-1 turnover ratio. This team is great. Ayton is probably the best big that Chris Paul has ever had in terms of offensive capability. He pick and pops. The pick and rolls really well. Mikal Bridges is looking like a top 7, top maybe 6 or 5 defender in the NBA. He's putting together an amazing perimeter defensive season. Put Harden in a torture chamber a few days ago. This team is legit. They're built super, super well. And yeah, I can see them going really far, a.k.a. Warriors Suns Western Conference Final. The MVP of this team, I can't choose between the 2, so Chris Paul and Devin Booker. I'll throw the stats up on the screen, and I'll talk like this for a few seconds so you can look at them. Okay, let's get to the Warriors.
That occurs like we saw in the first defensive plays, that you convert that into some positive numbers on offensive end.
Curry catching 2 threes.
All right, and finally, in first, after, what is this, the 20th minute, the Golden State Warriors, they're 18-2. This is a fantastic team. And they're not even at full form, so let's go over it. Steph Curry having an amazing year. We'll circle back. Draymond, great playmaker, great defender, as always. Jordan Poole, it's a pool party. This guy is really taking his leap. It didn't look like it for a little bit, but to me, it's kind of happening finally. Wiseman on his way back. Klay Thompson on his way back from injury. Now, I'm iffy. His defense was his second best part of his game. It's going to be shattered. You don't rupture your Achilles and tear your knee in opposite legs and come back the same guy. You know, KD is like the first guy in like recent memory to like really come back and be the same, if not better, after an Achilles. And not only did he mess with that, whatever, it's a whole thing. He'll still be fine though. And Wiseman has to come back. And yeah, it's a good team. 18-2. They had like a horrible shooting day against the Clippers, and they still beat them. They play the Suns 2 times this week. It's going to be a really good litmus test to see, where they stand, where the Suns stand. And yeah, so the MVP is Andrew Wiggins. I don't need to talk about this too much. Steph Curry is the MVP. The stats are on the screen. Look at it. He's having a historic year again. Nothing new. This man runs the NBA. He is the NBA. Best player in the world. It's not even close right now. Steph Curry is the MVP of not only the Warriors, but the NBA. Aside from that, thanks. This was the first time I've ever really put together something like this. I'm really excited to put it out. It's like this is way longer than I thought it would be, and this took way longer to make than I thought it would. It's like 1 a.m. my time. I need to wake up in the morning, but yeah. All right. If you watch this, thanks. This was pretty cool. All right. Peace out. See y'all. If this does well, I'll see you for the Eastern Conference. If not, it was a cool one-time show. All right. See ya.